Hello, everyone. Good evening and welcome to Euphoria. We are a community that is dedicated to uplifting and celebrating TTRPGs from the immense groundswell of talent that exists here in our local European community because we cool as heck.
Mhm.
We have two very cool people here. There's an extremely cool person next to me, but I will introduce myself first. My name is Aida. My pronouns are she and her. I am a Latina woman of color. I'm an immigrant based in the Netherlands. I have tan skin, dark eyes, the fluffiest hair in the universe right now, or at least in my on my block. And I am wearing a white jumper with Hello Kitty and friends. Who you, super
No,
cool friend?
I didn't know we had super cool guests. It's just me, JC Darcy. I'm a white fan-presenting non-binary person with the wettest hair in the world because sometimes you just got to eat dinner and shower real quick before the stream. It's brown, it's wet. I've got my round glasses and my red lip and a really stripy sweater. And I'm in my new office, you guys.
You're so
I'm in my
cool.
new
Your
space.
lighting is so cool.
It's not all finished, it's not all done. It will look prettier, but for now, I apologize for the echo. It's not soundproofed.
We're doing what we can, and nothing is going to stop us from being super excited. We haven't done one of these in a while,
Right?
and I am taking pitches for cool titles, cool branding, because first
Mm,
it was games for feral about TTRPGs from European-based creators that we love. Doesn't quite
mhm.
roll off the tongue.
We need
If it
something
alliterates,
pithy,
let me
or
know.
punny. We need
Or
something
punny,
punny.
let us know. But
Captions. I love these captions so much. Captions believes that I want something pissy, which I don't. I just want to be really clear about that. I don't need any more pissy people in my life. So please don't get in my DMs.
no, do not do that. But I can say that sometimes I can at least feel towards Pissy because there are so many cool TTRPGs out there,
Mhm.
and a lot of them seem to, you know what? We have really cool friends, and we
Too.
love a lot of products that are from the US, based in the US.
Sure.
And you know what? They're cool, and I play them a lot, and I will always recommend them. But it means a lot to have community that is
Mm.
local here in your time zones that understand a slightly different culture, understand different languages
Mhm.
and different takes, and that's what we're here to celebrate.
Yeah, now and always. I think at the top we want to give three briefer but very special shout outs. Um, the general theme of this one, we like to do a theme because
Hmm.
it makes it easier to cut through all of the games that we could potentially talk about. So tonight,
So
so
many.
many. Tonight we're just talking about games that are currently crowdfunding, be it on Kickstarter, BackerKit, Crowdfunder. It's Zine Month or Zine Fest. I forget there's several different iterations, and it's basically just a month where people can put their stuff up, get a lot of camaraderie. Scene Quest, thank you. I knew it was something akin to that. What would we do without you, chat? And it's a big month for crowdfunding. My wallet is weeping. I have spent a lot of money, or I have pledged to spend a lot of money, and at the end of the month, I'm going to feel a disturbance in the force. So all of these games are things that are crowdfunding or kickstarting or seeking monetary support right here and now. And you should and can and should go and support them if you are in a financial situation to do so.
Mhm, mhm.
So right at the top, three that we have already either featured or talked about or
Yeah.
talked to the creators in some instances. Extra special shout out to Mappamundi,
Yes,
which
yes,
is
yes.
funding right now. I think we got a command for that, so you can even click the little link. Please click the link because it shows George that we've been talking about his game, and he says, "I like you people. We can talk about my games again."
There, I did it.
We did a one shot. All of our new staff got together to play a community written one shot called Deep Melody, narrated by the absolutely incredible Eva Burke, and we had an absolute blast. If you haven't had a chance to watch that, please do. It was a lot of fun. We made Michelle has made a compilation of all the times that anyone on screen went, and it was a minute long video. I think we had a lot of fun. So go and check that out. They have already funded. They are just absolutely smashing their goals. Go and give them as much support as you possibly can, and tell them we sent you.
That last part is very, very important. Helps us out as well. It also lets us really get to appreciate a higher bar that can be set for games.
Yeah.
The premise of Mapamundi as an ecology-based, discovery-based, not combat-focused game is
Mm,
really cool enough on its own.
yeah.
But the fact that George was really quick to say and proudly, like, yes, this world is has different regions that are based on other regions here on Earth, other geographical regions and cultures, and
Inspired.
we
Yeah.
have inspired by, and there were sensitivity and cultural consultants that worked on each of those to ensure we were respectful to each of those.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, yes,
Sold.
this is an amazing bar that is achievable.
A low bar, but nonetheless, that it was being achieved so casually. Like, I think it was the third thing I asked him when I met him and was talking about the game. And he just went, yeah, of course. Like, I was silly for asking. So they put a lot of thought into that. There's going to be future expansions because the world that has currently been written doesn't cover all of the inspirations of like our globe. So there's more content to come. So the more you support them, the more we can be assured that it will arrive and we'll play all of it. Do you want to talk about the other one that we're featuring?
No, that's all you, friend.
Oh, okay. I'm
Take
getting
it a
a
cheap.
little cold, so I was like, maybe I could not talk for a minute. But
Oh,
it's
sorry.
no, no, it's cool. Also, I've forgotten what it was. It's Calpini. Our very good friend Steph of Fistful of Crits, and her partner Logan, are putting out a zine version of Calpini, which is a horror moth people inspired trigger warnings for things like cannibalism and cults and religious imagery. It's compatible with Mockborg and especially for Chris Bissett's A Dungeon Game, which is a completely free, if you go to the website, OSR dungeon crawly, pretty rules light game. And we love both of those creators. We absolutely love that Steph has put so much into this. Very different content matter for her. She's most famous for Toe Beans, which is a 5e module about a cat cafe. So like both ends of the spectrum, and she can do it all. The illustrations are absolutely beautiful and evocative, and we are very, very honored that Steph offered to come to us and record an AP of it. She GM'd a beautiful, wonderful, incredible cast, and we have a two-parter adventure coming for mid-February, I want to say.
Coming soon, coming this month.
TM. So keep your eye on that. Going back that again, already funded, smashing through the stretch goals. We'll love to see it.
The art is so good.
If I'd have thought ahead, I would have had it. But no, you have to go. You have to go to Kickstarter and go and find it yourself. And then finally, I always forget the full name. It is the Universe at Your Door: The Traveler. And this is a solo with potential for GM-less rules space exploration game by Lola of Third Vault Yarns and Lola at Johnson O'Fair, I think is her publishing, their publishing arm. It looks beautiful. Like, I'm not a solo game player, so I am really interested in the GM-less version. But the artwork is all absolutely beautiful. It's a really interesting concept where you are an explorer going around extrasolar planets and you're reporting back what you have found. You use cards for prompts. Gives you your inspiration for the kind of planet that you encounter and the things that you do. Sometimes there are memories from back home that can inspire what you're thinking about, what you're seeing and encountering. And it's all just very, very beautifully done. It's a sort of a rework of a previously submitted to a game jam version. I think it was an Ashcan, and now this at Lola has gone back and they've zhuzhed it up and made it all beautiful. And if you want to learn more about that, you should go and listen to them talking to Taylor on 2 weeks ago's Spinning the Yarn. You can find that in our YouTube VODs. And then, yeah, going back that on Kickstarter as well. I'm pretty sure it just funded today. So again, go and smash some more stretch goals.
Lola is a fantastic role player. Darcy and I respectively produced for Lola on other games and other platforms. And Lola is definitely someone who's always on our shortlists, brings a great breadth of like seriousness and amazing role play to any character that they embody. And I love seeing it.
Yeah. Hello, Science and Sorcery. Hello, George. You just missed us talking about Mappa. Sorry, you're going to have to check the VOD. And hello, Megan. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Yes. Friend, I can start off with some games to give your throat a
Would that be okay? Thank you so much.
I think this is why we are friends, because we are also telepathic when it matters. So my friend and I have a small selection of some games that are being actively Kickstarted or are part of the Zine Quest event. This is by no means to say that these are the only games that matter. Other people have shared their games on our social media callouts. Thank you so much for doing so. But we only have so much time to go through so many games. So we might do call outs later and in future streams. But just for the limited time we have, these are some of the games we're going for. So let's do that. Whoa. And these are all games by creatives based all around Europe and the UK. I'm based in the Netherlands, so I definitely want to give love to creators that are on the continent or outside the UK. And the first game I want to talk about is Magic Tales. Magic Tales is a game by a creative company based in Rome, Italy. Ida, where you know, there you know, by Jano Studio that are based in Rome. And this is a game about your familiars. So in games like D&D, etc., you have your owl familiar, you have the mouse that is kept in the druid's pocket. Now, imagine a world where that owl or that mouse actually had to go to school and had to learn how to be stealthy, had to learn how to talk or hoot to you in a manner that your character understands, knows how to cast that little bit of magic. That smoke bat you have in whatever other game, it had to learn that smoky magic. It went to school. And this game is a game about those familiars. They're the main characters, and they're getting to study, learn, and be their best selves so that they can be familiars to protagonists in other stories.
That's adorable.
It's adorable. I love it. It says here that this is a TTRPG about magic animals' cozy, intrepid adventures set in their school years before becoming wizards' familiars. And effectively, it says that the setting is filled with magic puns. Yeah, so a lot of people.
That's why you like it.
No, I was going to say a lot of people in the Euphoria community, specific in our Discord, are going to really like games like that. A lot of the time setting and a lot of the references are very Victorian kind of set as well.
Interesting.
The game has been properly backed, and I do believe they've also unlocked a solo mode.
Ooh.
Here we go. I should be scrolling on the screen. The game is going to be available in Italian, of course, because it's an Italian-based publishing studio. Yeah, so it's already based in English, and I think this is why, for me, game designers and publishing companies that don't have English as their primary language are doing twice as much work, because I know, as someone who doesn't have English as their native language, and knows people who don't have English as their second or third or fourth languages, there is a fear or a nervousness about, is my English good enough? Yeah. Yes, it is. People who speak English natively, their English isn't that great sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
But this game looks hella cute.
It's very cute.
Very cute. 3d6 to play your games. Your familiars can have equipment that is so cute. They have school activities. They study for tests. They go to the little libraries. Imagine all your little mice and owls going to their respective libraries, and they go out after school to the cafe.
My goodness. That's a lot of tropes in one. I always respect a game that goes, I like this trope, but I like this trope. So what if I made a little smushy? I respect that a lot.
Smoosh. So I highly recommend you check this out if you are looking for games that are, one, in multiple languages already, and are just the cute little familiars that we all tend to take for granted in these games.
Yeah.
So absolutely, if you can, check out Magic Tales by Jano Studio, who are based in Italy.
Incredible. I had never heard of that one, so I will definitely go and check that out. 100%. I love that we don't tell each other our lists until the last minute before we do these streams, but I don't think we've ever had more than one duplicate. We've both brought different things to the table every time, and I love that. I love that we have that breadth of choice. So, my first game that I've chosen is this is Chums, a slice of life role-playing game by Tanya Floaker. Floaker. I'm probably not getting that right. I apologize. I'll overdub it for the short when I figure out when somebody tells me in the chat. Tanya's based in the UK, as most of my games are, because I also am. And this one really jumped out to me because this is specifically about and for people who are parents or guardians of children. Like there's a whole slice, a little subsection of the TTRPG scene that is very aware of the existence of people like me who are parents and the massive impact that it actually has on your ability and sort of the lens with which you engage with the TTRPG scene. My time is very limited. I can't do stuff. If my kids are around, this would be a very different stream if I opened that door and let the children in. Very different. It's just slice of life. It has a wonderful mechanic where you must pick up a cup of tea to indicate that you are about to do a certain kind of scene, which is very, very on brand as both a parent and a Brit. So I appreciate that very much. It is, again, specifically for parents and guardians and carers who don't necessarily fit the stereotypical view of what a parent or a guardian or a carer might look like. Tanya says that she was compelled to create this game through her own experience as a mum at the intersection of several forms of marginalization. It's very explicit about the challenges and the differences that brings to your life as a parent, like associating with other parents specifically. I've been like, I do the school run. I stand in the yard and I look at other parents and I'm like, I don't feel like we would get on. You may judge me for several reasons. There's a tension there, but the relationships that you can forge, and it's very about that. You sit at the table and you make a relationship with somebody on either side of you, but you don't necessarily have a relationship with anybody else. So I'm really interested in seeing how that plays out. I've already backed it. I'm going to be playing it. Somebody may have already roped me into that. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it because of the specificity and the relevance that it has to myself. This is a narcissistic thing. It's all about me. I am corrected and I apologize. Tanya uses they them pronouns. My apologies. But yeah, again, I believe funded. Smash the funding goal. Please do go and check it out. Even if you're not a parent or a carer, even if you know somebody who is, because sometimes it's quite a lonely experience when people don't understand the differences that it makes. So go and check this out and play it and think about it. And then take care of your parent and carer friends. Send them chocolate and tea. You should do that.
I remember when I first started working with you, you had like a brand fresh out of the oven baby on your lap.
It was great. He would just sit here in my arms and we could have conversations. Those days are gone. Can't do that no more.
Oh my goodness, I have seen that child grow up so far. But you're doing an excellent job. We know we collectively know a lot of people who are amazing parents and amazing creatives, award-winning creatives, juggling all of that. They're magical people. Magical people.
We're pretty good.
Pretty damn good.
Sam is not allowed to call me out in this manner as he is in the chat. Please cease, or I will ban you. Thank you.
I have something. The next game I have is something. You know what? It's cool in a different way. So we're gonna. Yeah. I don't have a cool transition for that. Sorry.
That's fine. Having kids is a lot like having
a cat.
Very much so, in a lot of ways.
I've not had either.
Listen, if my son came into this room, he would begin knocking things over. And that is exactly what a cat would also do. There you go, there's a transition.
Boom.
Got you.
We're both really good at this collectively. The next game I have is a game called Catcrawl. Catcrawl is a game by Plotbunny Games, who are based in Germany. And the premise is you are a cat. You are a cat and you have been adopted, you have been taken, you have a new home. You have a new home. And this is a strange and new world, and you get to explore it. Do you get to be cute little kitty that just kind of pokes their nosy and their whiskers? Do you get to do the cute little kitty boop and tap, or do you knock things over? That is completely your call in Catcrawl. You are a cat and you've recently arrived in your new home. Now you're alone in this unfamiliar environment for the first time and set out to explore it. Is your exploration going to be curious and cute? Or are you a cat that is out for chaos and destruction? How are you going to integrate the environment? And what are you going to discover? Play to find out. So you have your apartment, or rather there are squares that you can set to create your home with as well. And then you sort of create and role play what you discover in the room, how you as the cat might feel about it. It is a solo game, or it can be played with multiple players, I believe 1 to 4. This game does already exist in German. It is done, produced, drawn, explained, all done in German. So this Kickstarting is basically to fund the translation and the reprint in English.
Very cool.
So again, the extra work that is being picked up by creatives who do not have English as their native language.
Yeah.
Like, I know for a fact, even though I might not be in it, that the German language TTRPG scene is very strong. The French language TTRPG scene is very strong, but we're not in that as those native speakers. And it's a bit on us to understand that we do have the literal blinders on to what is going on. But I super duper respect that. I'm really happy that creatives are doing what they can to help make it accessible for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Because the Duolingo owl can only take me so far. And there are some games where I'm like, I wish I knew this language in order to play this game. A particular Italian one, a cat-based one, comes to mind that I'll discuss on a separate stream as
Please
well.
do.
Because that game is amazing. So here you have, I hope you can see on the screen, pictures of the apartment you're going through. You can also cut out cat minis from the zine if you want to play with little physical tokens.
Yes, obviously.
It's super cute. It's super
That is
cute.
very cute.
So definitely check out Catcrawl by Plotbunny Games, who are based in Germany, for this adorable, cute game that is you exploring your new home and your cat. And also, big thanks to Plotbunny Games for really reaching out to us, sending us email, because I have had this publishing group on my radar for a while, and I do want to make these connections throughout continental Europe too.
Yeah. When we post that we're doing one of these streams and we say, tell us about your game, please tell us about your game. We genuinely want to hear about it, and we get very excited and do the ooh sounds, and that's the best part of our day.
There's so many ooh sounds to be made.
So many oohs.
Now, I don't know. We ooh this when we're happy and cute. What does this look like when we're mad?
No, you have to do it with the middle finger, like this. Yeah, that's it. Don't GIF that, please. Nobody click that.
On that note.
On that note, that's our segue into Seamless. We have to talk about this. Mad as hell. This is coming from SoulMuppet Publishing, our good friends at SoulMuppet Publishing. Written by Evie Moriarty. It's got some beautiful illustrations. This is different than being a cat. This is fighting back against demons that have been brought about by the evils of capitalism, which is just such wild fantasy. Like, it's so, top of the head stuff. It's not relatable at all. It is literally a handbook of how to become an activist in today's day and age. It is finding the quiet violence that created these demons, finding the insipid nastiness that plagues our everyday life, and fighting back, trying to make the world a better place by killing demons, but also by punching fascists, which is really the same thing. This one isn't out yet, but you can go and get notified, save this project along with 239 other people, including my fair self. This is going to be wonderful. If SoulMuppet have picked it up and decided to publish it, you know that it's going to be good. And we need games like this right now, unfortunately. we sit in our rooms and we play our games and we tell our little stories, and sometimes we have imposter syndrome and crises of personality. What am I doing? How am I actually helping the world? Sometimes this is how we do it. Our games and our stories can help inform our day-to-day actions, and I think that's really beautiful and really important. If you agree and that's the kind of thing that you want to do, occasionally, you don't have to do it all the time. Sometimes you can go and be a cat and figure out how to attack a DC 14 vase full of flowers. I don't know if that's how that game works, but sometimes you got to suit up. You got to boot up and you got to go and punch demons.
I love that line, the embrace the quiet violence.
Mhm. You need to understand what quiet violence created the demons. That is the only way to kill them. Solve that problem and turn it into a weapon. You might kill a demon of moldy water with a purifier, a demon of poison-laced diet drugs with its own reflection, or a demon of bigotry with a pride flag.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
metal.
It's some really, like, I mean this complimentary, some blunt as fuck metaphor, but you take that blunt ass fuck metaphor and you beat a demon to death with it. It just sounds wonderful, and I hope to see that that's a mechanized thing as well, because I love. You'll have heard me say this once or twice. Again, where the mechanics informs the narrative and vice versa. And given that description, I feel like there's a real chance that that's what this game is going to do. So that's what I'm really excited for.
Kick ass. I love that the TTRPGs that you and I love and that
Mm.
our friends and community loves collectively
Mhm.
are, well, to us they're very normal, but to anyone else, they're like radical
Mhm.
games.
Yeah.
And they are also vehicles for like you said, when we don't feel empowered, when what is it we can do? Sometimes
Mhm.
we can escape, and in those escapes,
You can learn
fascists
things.
can get hurt.
Exactly. That is very explicitly the point of this game as well. Like the description says, the game is intended to create a lightly fictionalized environment for aspiring activists to become familiar with the methods used in community organization and direct action. You are supposed to take the lessons of this game and put them in your toolbox and then go outside and do what you can safely to
Mhm.
fight actual bigots and Nazis.
I love it. I'm happy a game like that exists.
Yeah.
Gonna have to check that out.
I can't remember.
As a way of like taking care of myself and my own mental being, that might be
Yeah.
or anyone else.
Yeah, for sure. We should try and play that. Maybe not on stream, but maybe that's a community game that we could get started. That would be great.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Would be nice.
After a long day of attacking fascism and the evil phobias, sometimes you're tired and you should treat yourself to a luxurious hotel. What a
Oh, that
transition, right?
sounds nice. That sounds real nice.
I have a game here that is called The Red Lion Hotel by
Ooh.
Côme Martin and Nicolas Folio, who are based in France. And in the Red Lion Hotel, we are invited to imagine and design a beautiful, grand hotel in a place setting of the beginning of the 20th century. And you generate that hotel and the staff, everyone in there, with tarot-sized cards. And beyond this just being a cute sort of imaginary game, there's also kind of works your brain a little bit because there's also a narrative challenge in which you have to start all your sentences with all the letters of the alphabet.
Interesting.
So yeah, and that's gonna flex a bit of your creative muscle as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Every sentence that you say, this could become a drinking game because I would start losing at that very fast.
So of course, the game will be available in French as well.
Very cool.
I am familiar with Côme's work because he had made another game called Two Summers. And
Yeah. What does
if
that
you're
ring a
familiar
bell?
with this game, it's where you play you play your characters at
Mm-hmm.
the same characters at two different time periods. You play your
Ooh.
characters as while they're teenagers and like a summer of the 1990s.
Yes.
And then
I
you
can
play the
see it
same
now.
characters 30 years later as adults,
I
and
love
you
that.
come back to the same place. And you're like, hey, let's pick off.
I like that a lot.
You could have become parents. You could
Mhm.
have run a hotel.
Mhm.
But that's one of the works I remember the most from Côme. But
Mm.
definitely check out the Red Lion Hotel if you want to make a fantastic, luxurious hotel, or rather, you're the boss of the hotel. You
Yeah.
run it how you want.
Somebody was asking, it might have been Marcus, was asking for games that include building a base or like maintaining a home. There you go, Marcus.
Oh, they're all going to be puns.
Yes. Yes. Sorry, you don't have to play it. You just have to hear about it in our general chat.
Marcus is our friend, amazing ally, good being, and we grimace at his puns with all the love, and anyone else's puns in our community with love and care, because what I have learned recently that the way you show love is by reacting poorly to said puns. When you
Correct.
don't react, that is
An insult.
harmful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm just always so impressed by Marcus's puns because they're always very like good, as good as a pun can be, very clever, very fast. And he's doing it in like his third language?
Third language.
Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
We're gonna clip it.
But make sure to include the bit where we say that we love Marcus and he's a very good being and an excellent ally. Because
Yes.
it's all true. But also fuck that guy.
All those things. We please join our Discord, be our friends. Please. This is how we love our friends,
We do.
genuinely.
We genuinely have so much fun in that Discord. That general chat goes so fast, but it's so full of absolute gems.
And people at the same general time zones.
Yes. We all say good morning, and everybody responds with good morning.
Because it's morning
Actually
for
morning.
them. So yeah, thank goodness we're all around the same time.
Because when the first coffee kicks in, that's when Marcus starts with the puns, and we're prepared. It works out.
And also, the next game you have up.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Sorry. I was just engaging in genuine conversation with you. I wasn't sure you were doing a production thing. Okay.
I don't know sometimes.
Speaking of time, sometimes you want to read a really good book. And I've done this week. I saw somebody, I think it was Megan, who was on Blue Sky saying, I need to read something a bit weird, a bit off the wall. My number one book recommendation for anybody who asks, some people who didn't ask, is a book called This Is How You Lose the Time War. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. If you're in chat and you haven't read it, please go and read it. It's very, very short. It's very lyrical, and it's about two people who are workers for agencies, time travel agencies, and are on opposite sides of a time war. And they're trying to play this incredible, like 6D version of chess where they try and win a war that has technically already finished and technically hasn't yet started. It's incredibly intricate. It's incredibly beautiful. It's very, very queer. And this game is a love letter to that book. So I immediately just hit save. I'm going to back the hell out of this. This is by this. This is Against Time and Death by Nick Bate, who is based in the UK, I believe. It's a two-player game, a duet storytelling game. You are going to play the equivalent of Red and Blue, who are these two agents on opposite sides of the time war. You are completely dedicated to your organization. You are completely committed to winning the war for your side. But then you meet your counterpart, and that's where things go awry. You can impact each other. You can talk to each other. Sometimes you might just miss each other in these scenarios throughout time.
You kiss?
I'm going to make it happen. I was going to say I hope so. When I play this game, you will definitely kiss. I can guarantee.
Very good. Very important.
It may not be supported by the mechanics. I'm going to hack it. Fuck that.
Author, please make sure there is a extension module additive where consensual kissing is a thing.
It is a game of war, self-discovery, and connection across all of time and space. There is an AP of it. You can go and see Black Armada Tales play it on their podcast. The wonderful Becky Anderson plays it with Nick. It's going to start on Kickstarter, I think, at some point this month, very, very soon. I cannot wait to back it. I cannot wait to play it. If I tell you that I'm literally pitching in the staff channels at Euphoria, can I just start another podcast, please? Just so that I can play these little kind of one-off smaller games that I just want to play with my friends. I want to play those with Taylor. Me and Taylor just want to do romance throughout time games. So that might happen. Keep your eyes peeled for that.
For kissing. Yes.
It's such a the novella, like the book, is such a fantastic premise, and it's one of my favorite things about TTRPGs and the creators who make them is they just go, I like this piece of media. I want to inhabit it. I want to get in that sandbox and play around and see what I would do if I was in that movie or if I was in that book. Inhabit those characters, be restricted the same ways that they are, and just see what happens. And I think this is an excellent, excellent example of that. So yeah, can't wait.
Which is a huge love letter to the original medium of that. And when you love something, you're really going to go out of your way to expand it, make it more, and good for them.
Yeah.
Very, very, very kind of a cerebral, tactical.
Hopefully, yeah, but also with kissing.
With kissing.
Yeah.
The highest brain function that they're especially getting to there.
Yeah, since those synapses wearing, it's a good time.
Speaking of which,
speaking of synapses,
transitions are awful.
We should have coordinated better.
I think it's better when they're just like native and raw on air. Raw on air, out of context line. Anyway, I have another game here called The Brain Forest by Lucas and Chloe of Gazelig Games, which are based in the Netherlands.
Oh.
This is a game in which you are sort of traversing the brain forest. It's a fantastical place with flora and fauna that are inspired by the physiological parts of the brain. And a lot of the adventuring and interactions with bits of the forest also involve memory. So, for example, if I do a scroll, you are literally adventuring in the forest, the brain forest. Things are kind of brain things. If you're a mind flayer from the D&D or Pathfinder universes, you're gonna have a great time here. But otherwise, I thought it was really cute that to create your characters, you roll one of each of your polyhedral dice sets, and boom, you have a character. So thank you for letting me use those D12s.
I was going to say, I'm always a fan of a game that makes sure to use every piece of the polyhedral set, even the D10.
Especially so. So good on them. And then as you're venturing, you might come across creatures like this doggo called the amygdalic.
Oh my goodness. Oh, did Marcus write this?
The amygdalic. And it says that this amygdalic, this creature is like very scared and very skittish because the amygdala in your brain is the part that's responsible for emotional responses, anxiety, rage, fight or flight kind of things. In the descriptions, it says that they have brokars that do nothing but babble incoherently. The part in your brain that controls speech production and articulation is called the Broca's area. So if you are a sciencey kind of person, you are a fantastical person, and you are a puntastic person, not a word I don't know what we went for, then this game, The Brain Forest, might be up your alley. They are still open and still taking pledges for support. Looks very, very cute. And Utrecht is a lovely city in the Netherlands that I was in 2 weeks ago. Very, very cute. Highly recommend.
It's getting good reactions in the chat. Good doggo. His little doggo face.
Okay, I was going to go back to the doggo. Doggo, where are you? Look at this doggo face.
He looks so hard done by. It's like, I'm trying my best to be a good doggo.
A sensitive little guy. Always scared. A hexapedal.
Ooh.
Yes. We all want one. We have this. It's called our amygdala.
It's not fluffy.
I don't want to check right now if it is or isn't.
No, true.
No one should do this either, please.
No, unless you're a medical professional, in which case, please also don't do that. Not on yourself.
No.
Ask a friend or grown-up to check your amygdala.
Oh,
I have absolutely. I'm not even going to attempt a segue out of this one because
Oh, Fred.
that is so off the wall. Though again, like I love a really unique idea, and they've just gone. What if we lived in our own brains and went on adventures?
We can do it.
We can do it. So I'm going to do two at once here. I'm going to do two little shout outs for two people that we love very, very dearly who have written short little games and put them together into some zines. One of which is Games for an Ordinary Life. This is going to be put out by our very dear friend Jacob Lefton, who's based in
Yes.
Germany. If you don't know Jacob, your life is poorer for it. He's one of the kindest, sweetest souls ever, and has put together, I think, 12 games, which is a lot. Like that's a lovely little bundle of content to get that many games. I could be making that number up completely. It is 32 pages of minimalist games and sketches of games, which were written for the 36-word RPG Jam. They've put them together with some art, some illustrations, and original lino cut work from Jacob as well, which is very, very nice. That is going to begin backing soon, TM. So you can go and follow that on Kickstarter and help get that printed up. Knowing Jacob, like I feel like that is going to be a true zine. Like that is going to be just like folded paper, stapled together in black and white, like you made in your basement when you were in the 90s. In the 90s, shout out 90s kids who made zines. That feels just so authentic, and that feels like the kind of thing that Jacob would do. So I'm really interested to see what all these games are. The different titles include Spin Out, a game about spinning out in a car, brackets close brackets, fortunately, Fate, a take on a much beloved improvisation exercise, and in my favorite title of a game I think I've read this week, Insatiable Mountain, a game about a mountain that is always hungry again. I need to back that just to find out what on earth that could be. Do I get to be the mountain? Do I have to feed the mountain? Too many questions unanswered. I need to find out. So please go and back that and support that. And then similarly, another dear friend of ours, incoming staff member, Michelle Kelly, also wrote some things for 36-word Game Jam and has put them together into another zine. These are 5 tiny little games, all duet games, that you can play with another person. I don't know if you can see if it's coming up on the screen there, but one that Michelle posted to share in our Discord. The 36 words are: take my hand and tell me everything that you wish someone had once told you. First, roll the d6. The result is how many minutes you will speak to me before I let go. That's it. That's the game. It's such a sweet little, almost not even a game, just an intentional moment to spend with somebody, to have a connection to somebody else, to one other person. And I think that's really, really beautiful. She wrote that and then she went, that was good. I'm going to do some more. Wrote 4 more, popped them in a little zine. Bending the rules because this isn't crowdfunding right now. You can just go to Itch and buy these for £1, which is an absolute bargain. So you should go and do that. Check out Michelle's game. Check out Jacob's game.
Good, amazing beans. That was good. I guess I'll
The
do
voice
one.
is starting to go now. I think I've only maybe got one more game in me.
Understatement of the well, that was good. I have also myself one last game, and I ended up going with one UK-based creator. I have tons of UK-based creators, but I do recognize that they have a very high representation on EU for you, and we're trying to change. But good games are going to find us where they find us. So the last game I have, here we go, is there is no transition. It's just Pirouette. And interesting combination of words I didn't think I'd say. A solo ballet horror TTRPG. That is to me, a very original premise. At least I could say I've seen Black Swan, so I can understand where the horror and ballet comes in. And the pitch goes: it started as any normal day. You prepared for your performance. You've done it 100 times before. You've trained for years to get to dance on the stage. You get yourself in position, nervous but ready for your first performance. But as the curtains open, you know it very might well be your last. And because it didn't say it clearly, I'm talking about Pirouette, the ballet horror TTRPG by Innocent Goblins TTRPGs, who is based in the UK. And it is a game where you do use a tarot deck and a block tower. So if you really like games that include tactical exercises as well as the building, this is can be one of those games for you. And it really hampers on that really niche world. And when you're hardcore into any niche, you can develop anxiety and fears about doing that niche to whatever the levels you understand are within that niche. And Pirouette sort of captures that about ballet, about the years of investment you had in the art and the time it takes to either showcase that appropriately or quote unquote mess it up. Mess up the show, mess up your career, your, if I may say so, body physiologically, if you injure yourself. Things I take for granted and you might not always consider when you're watching the pretty ballet performers on stage. And I love that someone went into that niche and explored and appreciated the depth behind that art.
It's a really rich theme for a horror game.
Yes.
But not an obvious one. Like, I like you say, I like that that's something specific and unique, and that you kind of do a double take of a horror game about ballet. What?
That's pretty cool. I love the unique takes. And like you said, when someone decides, oh, I like this niche, I'm going to bury in here and I'm going to plant cute little sprouts and seedlings and nurture and love this space. Pirouette.
Yeah. Love that. Love that. All right, I got one last one. This is a scenario rather than a full game. This is a system agnostic scenario, and it is called This Blighted Isle, Terminus, by Sarah Cole, who is based in the UK. It is a scenario set in modern London, again, a horror scenario, and it looks like it would work well with things like liminal horror, like Call of Cthulhu, if you take out the problematic aspects. It's got a lot of potential, and it's got one of my favorite settings, which is I really, really love. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. I'm the person always bringing the British content because I love to see content rooted in the real world. It can be a fantasy thing. It can be based on stories or tales or cultures, but there's something about watching people play in a sandbox that I recognize on a core level. It was part of the reason I was so excited to do Tales from the Loop, the They Grow Up So Fast module, because it's set in Britain in the 80s. I was a kid in Britain in the 80s. There are references and cultural touchstones and descriptions for the settings that I can do for that I can't do for a vampire game in Seattle, for instance. There is just a familiarity and a coziness and a shorthand with the material that I personally feel allows me to get to grips with the more fantastical elements much quicker. This, for that reason, looks so interesting to me. It is based in London and it is set around the Tube. It is set around the London Underground. The Elizabeth line fully opened 7 days ago and is already becoming an integral part of London's transport infrastructure. Accurate, true. In the last 10 days, however, 3 individuals have gone missing in Tottenham Court Road Station, one of the busiest interchanges on the new line. That layer of intrigue and mystery and potential supernatural goings-on a foundation of something familiar to me, the cheesecake that I want to smush into my mouth. That is beautiful layering. I find that delicious and excellent. That's all that I know about it because it has not yet launched on Kickstarter. I smashed save button so quickly. I'm going to go and find, I'm not even a horror game person, but I'm going to find a system to make that work, and I'm going to explore that mystery because it's just got me hooked. It sounds so excellent.
Imagine the game takes off and like little mini tours go on the line and to the stations.
That would be so cool.
Tag yourself at this place, at this geolocation.
Yeah, somebody goes and like draws a chalk outline somewhere on the station platform at Tottenham Court Road. That would be excellent.
That's your free marketing. You're welcome.
You're
The
welcome.
next ones aren't free.
You can email us at euphoriaactuallyplay.gmail.com and find out about our marketing packages.
We have those.
We do have those. But genuinely, this is a nice little thing that we genuinely like to do for creators, is to give a little shout out, put a spotlight on things that may have slipped under people's notice. And hopefully, if you're watching, please just go and take a look at these, drive some traffic these people's way. If you're in a situation where you can back these things financially, consider doing so. We love to see independent creators flourish, and we love to see local independent creators flourish. So if you're in a position to do so, we've just given you several routes. Please go and explore and have fun with it as well.
Definitely 100% echo all the things. It's been a busy couple of months, and we've also had some good time to recover. My friend, you need more recovering,
I do.
which
I do.
you will get to very soon. We will be back with another one of these shout outs for March, when we are going to do all women and femme creatives, European based as well. So we're going to be shouting out for those as well. New games that we haven't already mentioned, at least in these type of streams as well. All the games we mentioned will be put on our socials, and we are going to be shouting about them individually in little collaborations.
Yep.
Because I think a game I produced a million years ago was also this very local, this indie game just on itch, and we decided to do an AP of their game, and they said, "Oh my god, I made it." I don't know if that's true. It doesn't promise any sort of financial promise or anything, but that recognition, that independent recognition and love out of your games, I think is something we can indeed do. And I'm happy to be part of that indeed.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, like, if you're a woman or a femme with a game and you want us to talk about it in March, our email is around here somewhere. You can find it in the links down below, or tag us on social media, or drop us a DM. I just type in and drop the command, I guess.
Are trying to do that better?
Euphoria, not Euphoria AP.
There we go. Oh,
Come find us. Come talk to us if you want a little shout out. We can't guarantee a shout out. There was a couple things, very quick honorable mentions of people that I wanted to get to, but my voice is failing. I will balls this title up. Beside the Lesser Traveled Roads, I think I got that right, is a collection of pit stops, wayside, roadside areas, locations, NPCs that you would find while you're traveling. It's got an enormous cast of stretch goal writers, everybody that you know and love and adore. They've just gone down a list of people who are cool and awesome in the British writing scene and just gone, them. Check that out if you can. Gast is funding now horror solo games from Hatchling Games' Rich is Hatched Games. Go and check them out. And probably several more that I've forgotten. I'm really sorry.
No, friend. We take your well-being. So I'm just going to finish up by giving a quick reminder of what is happening at Euphoria, a bit timely here. Coming this month, we will be airing the two-part game of Calpini, which we mentioned at the top of the stream. More details about the stream will be placed on our socials with a lot of fantastic art and vibes and dress up, simple cosplay with amazing good bean cast. We had teased Coriolis two-parter coming soon. Details coming out again this month as well when we have them, which is a star-studded cast and a horror game from Free League Publishing.
Darcy, I don't like horror games. Also, Darcy plays Coriolis on stream.
Wow. I got to do the editing for that game, and wow.
Right?
Wow. And February is going to go by in a flash, because as February does, and it pisses me off sometimes, but it's okay, February, you get to do that, because come March, we are going to be launching, as hopefully you've heard about it, our TTRP Girls event. And TTRP Girls is an event where we're going to uplift and celebrate women and people who, and femmes and non-binary persons who personally identify with the intersectionalities of womanhood and are themselves comfortable being in this event that spotlights that. We're going to have all women and femme exclusive tables, casts, women and femme GMs, women and femme players. We're going to have interviews with really cool people who are professionals, who are academics, who have a lot of experience, and who are all or primarily based in Europe, and who are going to represent a as wide range of diversity as we can, including people who are queer, LGBT plus, including people who are neurodivergent, disabled, people of color, ethnic minorities, immigrants, and not primarily in the UK. Sorry, not primarily in the US is what I want to say, because we're here to say that the world is bigger than one country that does get even more representation. And we're hella cool. And for March, all the women and feminists are going to be with us are super cool. We are currently still casting for players. Check our socials where we have links to those games and where you can sign up. There, we are absolutely prioritizing one specific type of ideal person, which is a POC or ethnic minority person who is also based in Europe or based not in the US. So when we say people have priority, we mean that we go through the spreadsheet and we literally look to cast them first before anyone else. But anyone else who still identifies as being a woman or a femme comfortable in that space is still welcome. And we're going to have an amazing, amazing time.
It's going to be great. There's some great games. Also, mostly by, I'm not going to make that claim because it might not be true. Some of them are by women and femme creators, which is also really important to us. And creators from within UK and EU as well.
Yeah.
Go check them out because they're going to be so much fun.
So much fun. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for chit-chatting and being excited about what we're doing. Thank you for being part of our community. If you're not part of our community and you would like to be, please follow us on all the socials that are linked below, however you're watching this. If you have the means, maybe you can toss us a subscribe on Twitch. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you already get one free subscription. If you're not using it, you can toss it to us.
We would take care of it.
We'll happily take care of that. We also have Patreon at various levels where you can see behind the scene things, exclusive video content that the rest of the internet does not get to see. Things like character sheets from games that we have run. You get to see submission videos we've submitted to award webfest sort of things. Like one of our APs is a selection for the Cusco Webfest. Patreons got to see the submission reel we sent in, and only them, and the cast too, but only them.
Yeah,
I mean, they're the ones who put the work in, of course.
And me, I saw it as well.
Yeah. At a certain rate as well, you can also get privately run games. By heckin' talented people like my friend Darcy.
Well, some people and also me. Yes, we're gonna play Zabe's Bed and Breakfast on Sunday the 16th. That is I think it's a £10 level. It's a one-off. We don't mind if you don't subscribe at that level every month. If you just want to come play one game of Patreon of Zabe's with us, please do. I have it on One More Multiverse, so our bed and breakfast exists. We build it together and we change it and we walk around the levels. It's a beautiful, cozy game. I love it very much. I love sharing it with people. If you're at a loose end on Sunday the 16th and want to come play a game with us, go and check out our Patreon and you can do that.
Yeah. All right. I think it is going to be time for my friend here to get some milk, honey, or tea, or whatever order it is you want.
And then I'm going to bed.
And then you're going to go to bed.
Yeah.
All right. So who are we? Who are these strange people who have been talking to you all this time? My name is Ida. You can find me on the internet as In the Pan, on Blue Sky exclusively, frankly, nowadays. You find me here on Euphoria. I'm going to be producing a lot of that TTRP Girls. I just recorded a really cool interview today that, oh my God, I can't wait for you all to see. I am going to be on Science and Sorcery on Friday at a very, very late time, which is why we need these communities that focus on the European time zones. But it is super worth it because we are going to be talking about what I wish I knew when I first started streaming, when I first started AP production. And we have an amazing cast. It is being produced by Sam from Science and Sorcery, dear friend, amazing good bean, great channel, great platform. It is going to be hosted by Gnome Anne of TikTok fame and really cool person. I got to play with them once a quiet year. They actually started this whole
Yeah,
quiet year fascination with me. Their fault.
it's their fault.
Their fault. And I'm going to be joined by people like M. Carlson from Blackwater Productions, Rara, The Heart is a Dungeon, and Connie Chang from Transplanar RPG. And for
Not
some reason,
some of
me.
those people.
And for
Hmm.
some reason, me.
For all the reasons, for the reason that you absolutely belong at that table and deserve a place there and deserve to shine a spotlight on what we're doing.
Thanks. I'm
It's
going
gonna
to
be
do
great.
that Friday, 11 p.m. GMT. That's midnight my time, but it's worth it.
On a Friday, you can get away with it.
You're going to catch the VOD. We're going to catch it. I'm going to catch the VOD for sure.
Same. Honestly, same. And who am I that's catching the VOD? It me, JC Darcy. I use they, she pronouns. You can find me exclusively on Blue Sky because fuck everywhere else. I believe I'm just at JC Darcy. I'm pretty quiet. If I'm posting, I'm mostly posting from the Euphoria account because that takes up a lot of our time. Similarly, I'm mostly behind the scenes at the moment. I don't think you get to see me on screen until at least April, when you will see me on a channel that you may have heard of called Who Hurt You. I'm going to cry. I haven't been announced of that game yet, so I won't give away too much, but I'm in a group of incredible people and we're all going to make each other cry. It's going to be phenomenal. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I have too many ideas, and then I make people play the games that I want them to play, and then I make podcasts and APs of it. So keep watching Euphoria if that's what you want to see, because it's my channel now. Mine and Ava's. We can do what we want. We can make the content we want. No one can stop us. Hey.
Yeah. All right. But I'm going to stop the stream now so you can go rest your throat.
you.
Thank you again, everyone, for hanging out with us. And
Love you
we'll see you
guys.
for the next APs and in March. Have a great rest of your day and see you next time.
Take care. Be
Bye
kind.
bye.
Bye, everyone.